Hi, everybody. I'm Debbie from Level Up Language Group, here today with more advice on how to do business in the United States. I hope these are helpful tips for you to do business with Americans in the United States. Okay, so one of the things that's a cultural difference is that in the United States, time is money. We as Americans have a different perspective about time. We see everything about time as being very important. Time is money. We go to work on time, we get to places on time, and we don't like to waste time. And also, Americans don't like to feel like we are wasting time. People get very upset about that. It's a big cultural difference. Okay, business in the United States. Good communication is so important, but it has to be short. Okay, so if you're going to be late, send a text message. Okay, you need to communicate well with your customers, but you can't tell them a story. Let me give you an example. If you're going to be late, you send a text, I'm going to be 30 minutes late. You don't tell them, I have to do some business downtown. I have to drive my daughter to school. I have to bring a book to the library. No, don't tell them any kind of story. Americans don't want the story. Short, I'm going to be 30 minutes late. See you soon. That's all Americans want in a text, not a story. Okay? Americans don't use WhatsApp. I don't know why. It's so good. I love WhatsApp, but Americans don't use it. You have to send them regular text messages or send them an email estimate. Americans like to communicate with email. I prefer WhatsApp, but I'm American too. But I have a little more of a international view of life. You know. Okay. Also, Americans expect you to give them a written estimate, orçamento escrito, no papel. Americans really like that. They also expect a contract. So in your estimate, if they decide to hire you, to contract you, you're going to ask them to sign a copy of it. That will protect you if they don't pay. If you have to go to court, you need to show the judge the contract that they signed, that they said they would pay you for the work. You're also going to take pictures of the job before, during, and after. Okay? They also expect you to pay a deposit. Americans expect to have to pay a deposit if you're going to buy material. You also need to decide on a price before you do the work. I know that sometimes Brazilians do the work and then they say, you should pay me $500. Is that okay for you? No. Americans do not accept this. You have to decide on the price before you do the work. Okay. You need to give them a firm start date. If you tell an American you're going to start on Saturday, you have to go on Saturday. If you don't come to the customer's house on the day you promised, they are not going to use your company. They're not going to contract your business. You also need to show up on time. If you tell them 8 a.m. on Saturday, you have to be there at 8 a.m. on Saturday, not 9 a.m., not 9:30. If you're going to be late, you need to send them a text. I'm going to be 10 minutes late. I'm going to be 15 minutes late. You need to be on time. Americans will not respect your work if you do not come on time. It sounds crazy, but it's true. Okay, for cancellation, especially if you're a house cleaner, you need to tell them your policy. This is really more for house cleaners. For example, you can say, I charge 50% of the cleaning cost if you cancel on the day of service. So I know you make your schedule and you have 2 or 3 houses that you clean every day. And then if someone cancels, that makes your schedule crazy. Maybe you have to pay your helper. There's a lot of things that make your schedule unbalanced. So you have to be very clear at the beginning and tell them if you cancel the day before, if you cancel on the same day, I charge 50% or whatever you decide to charge. But you have to communicate that with them. It's really important. Okay. Okay. Another thing. Some Americans want you to take your shoes off. Some Americans don't. You need to ask them, do you want me to take off my shoes? Yes or no. Or maybe if you're cleaning their house, you can bring some flip-flops. You can bring your Havaianas and say, these are for inside the house. And then you leave your boots, your sneakers at the door. Okay? The other thing, especially construction, please, please clean up before you leave. If you're leaving for the day, put all of the paint away, cover the furniture, put things back. Please do not leave anything open. Do not leave nails on the floor. Do not leave screws on the ground. If the customer comes home and drives into the driveway and runs over a nail and their tire pops, explodes, they're going to be very angry. So please remember to clean up before you leave the job for the day. Okay, Americans don't want excuses. They don't want to hear a story at all. If you can't come to work, let them know. You can say, I can't come today. Não posso ir hoje. I can't come today. Or if you're going to be late, tell them, vou me atrasar. I'm going to be late. And be reliable. You need to be at the client's house when you say you will be there. It's very important. It's how you build trust and it's how you build your company as well. When you're a house cleaner or a construction worker, you should wear gloves. A lot of the products are so bad for your skin and hands. I know sometimes you don't want to. Protect your body, protect yourself. Wear a high quality mask. If you're a construction worker and you're sanding, roofing, using chemicals, maybe your boss won't buy you a high quality mask. It's worth it for you to spend the money and buy a high quality mask for yourself. Please do it. Please do it. Also, wear eye protection. I know you don't want to. I argue with my students all the time. I want you to wear some sort of eye protection, especially if you work in construction. If you're using any kind of saw or nail gun, please wear eye protection. Please, I'm begging you. Okay. Okay. Americans expect. If something is broken, don't hide it. Americans really prefer that you tell them, right? So if you broke something, show them, I'm so sorry, I broke this, I will pay for it. You have to offer to pay to replace it. They probably won't ask you to pay to replace it, but to keep their trust and to make sure they recommend you to another client, you have to tell them. If it's already broken, take a picture. If you go to a client's house and you see something broken, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a vase, a glass, a plate, a pipe, a doorknob, a light bulb. Ask the customer to come and look or take a picture and show the client immediately. It's really important to help you build trust with your client, with your customer. Okay. Americans expect, set expectations with the customer. Let them know, This is what I will do for you, and this is what you will pay me. Also, please remember to watch one of my older videos that shows you how to explain what is included in your service and what is not included. If you are a house cleaner, you will clean the house, vacuum, you will dust, but you will not clean the interior of the oven. You will not clean the interior of the fridge. Those are extra charges. It's very important to talk to the client about what you will do for how much and what you will not do and what you will charge extra for. I want to give you one more example. If the client asks you to clean the chandelier or lustre really tall, you can tell them, I'm sorry, my insurance doesn't cover that. I can't go on a ladder higher than 10 feet. You need to hire a different company to do that job. Americans like that you are honest with them and you set expectations before you do the work. Okay, if you are buying things for the customer and the customer is going to pay you, then you need to get the receipts for all of the products that you buy at Home Depot or whatever else, okay? If you are going to claim these deductions on your taxes, I will make another video about taxes. You need to keep receipts. So at the end of the year, if you are going to pay taxes, you need to remember, write down, or when you use your debit card, you can look through all of the things that you paid for, like gas, the miles on your car, any supplies that you bought for work, like eye protection glasses, gloves, the mask that I'm asking you to buy. All of those things are called deductions, and they can help reduce the total amount of taxes that you have to pay. When you buy a new vacuum, if you buy a cell phone, keep the receipt from when you buy your cell phone, because we can include that in your list of deductions. Okay, so if you have any questions, please remember you can put them in the chat below, and I hope to see you next time. Ciao for now.